You're not a lazy ass. You just don't understand how your brain works. It's not against you. It's just playing by its own rules. The problem is, those rules are set up in such a way that it's easier for you to get stuck in TikTok than it is for you to start making any changes in your life. So there you sit, watching yet another motivational video again, even though you no longer respect yourself for this endless procrastination. The good news is, you're not broken. You're just not programmed to be. In this video, I'll show you how to rewire your brain for success. No willpower, no magic, no stress. You'll start moving forward, even if you've been a vegetable for the last few months. Why you're a lazy ass. But it's not your fault. You didn't get up in the morning, not because you're gutless. You put off important things, not because you're dumb. You're just playing by the rules your brain thinks are safe. It doesn't want progress, it wants stability. And stability means staying put, even if you're in a quagmire. Procrastination, laziness, I'll do it later, is not a character weakness. It's a reaction to overload, fear, inner turmoil. You're not lazy. You just don't know how to manage attention and dopamine. And your brain chooses every day. Quick gratification, soap opera, food, YouTube. Instead of complex but useful action, project, sport, learning. But now for the important point. It's not your fault you fell into this trap, but it is your responsibility to get out of it. Because if you don't start changing the code, that code will erase you. I'll show you exactly how to reflash it next. And by the way, post in the comments, what do you escape from most often? Work tasks, learning, finances? Let's check it out. You're not alone. Principle number 1, stop warring with your brain and start training it. If you're still hoping that one day you'll wake up energized, motivated, with a clear purpose, and a buzz to work, I've got bad news for you. It's not going to happen. Ever. Your brain isn't designed to want useful things. It just runs old scripts. If you've poked your phone 200 times after saying, I should get some work done, your brain will continue to suggest just that. And that's where all the magic starts. You don't have to want to do. You just have to start. Not write an article, but open your laptop. Not go to the gym, but put on your sneakers. Just press play. Just open a document. Just brewing coffee is a plus. When the brain receives a clear, unafraid small action signal, it turns on the necessary chain by itself. And then dopamine kicks in. Yes, that's it. The same high you used to get from buns and YouTube. You're not disciplined? That's good. So you don't need willpower, you need a system. And we're putting one together for you right now. Principle number 2, use dopamine to your advantage. Here's what you need to understand right now. Dopamine isn't about pleasure. It's about the anticipation of pleasure. It doesn't turn on when you've gotten a reward. It turns on when you feel it's close. That's why you can dive into TikTok for hours without getting anything at all, except the feeling of just a little bit more and there's something cool there. And you can't start an important endeavor because there's no instant high in it. But if you create the feeling of a reward coming, the dopamine will start working for you. Examples. Set a timer for 10 minutes and tell yourself, I'm just going to start. Then I'll decide whether to continue or not. Turn on your favorite music only while you're working. Let it be your dopamine anchor. Start a habit tracker and get high off the tick. That's dopamine too, but now it works for movement instead of avoidance. And vice versa. Take away easy access to quick rewards. Phone out of reach, notifications at 0. No, I'll pop in for 5 minutes. Focus levels go up when you've removed anything that sucks dopamine for nothing. You can sit around with no motivation, but with the right dopamine background in place, you'll do and achieve. And that's the main difference between those who are successful and those who have done nothing again. The principle number 3, rewrite your identity. Here's what's holding you back. You're still thinking, I'm just trying to be better. I'm trying to be successful. I want to change myself. But your brain isn't listening to your wants. It's listening to your self-image. And if you still think of yourself as the one who doesn't follow through, like lazy, like a quitter, it will do whatever it takes to maintain that identity. Because the brain chooses stability. even if it's destructive. That's how this cycle breaks down. You don't say to yourself, I'm trying to write. You say, I'm a person who writes every day. Not, I'm trying to get up early. It's, I'm the person who manages my morning. You want an example? I once got up at 5 a.m. 2 days in a row, really got up. No whining, no flipping through my phone. Had breakfast, worked, felt like an animal. And here I sit on the third day and I'm thinking, should I say I'm getting up at 5 hours or is it early? And I was like, come on, 2 days is not a habit. Don't embarrass yourself. And that's when I realized I'm still holding on to the old version of me. The lazy guy who goes to bed at 2 hours and gets up at 11 year. If I don't tell myself, I'm different now, I won't be different. First, you call yourself that person. And then your brain catches up and starts behaving accordingly. A small action is a brick. One accomplished day is a brick. You are building yourself right now, or you continue to live in the old version of yourself. Your decision. Principle number 4, turn chaos into a system. You won't get ahead if everything in your life is decided on the fly. What am I going to do today? I should get some work done. Maybe I'll start on Monday. You know what that is? It's chaos, and it always wins against you. You want consistent results? Create a system instead of relying on inspiration. You can be without motivation, no energy, even no mood. But if you have a system, you're still moving forward. A simple example. Mornings. If you know you've woken up, brushed your teeth, opened your laptop, turned on the timer for 25 minutes, you're already in the process. You're not making decisions. You're following a structure that's already written. You want to kill procrastination? Take away its power of choice. Don't try to remember every day what you wanted to do. Spell it out. Automate it. Commit to it. Does this work for everyone? Yes, because the brain loves patterns. Even if you don't believe in them, it already responds to them. So take your pick. Either you're working a system, or you're a system that others are using. The principle number 5, minimize friction. You're not being lazy. You're just playing a game where it's physically difficult to win. Why is it easier to get stuck on YouTube than it is to get some work done? Because on your phone, one swipe, and you're in dopamine heaven. And before a work project, 7 tabs, 15 distractions, and 3 thoughts of, what if it doesn't work? Here's a simple hack for you. Minimize friction to the useful and increase friction to the garbage. For example, you want to work out? Put your sneakers right by the door. Want to write? Open the right file from the night before. Want to eat less sweets? Don't buy it. Make it at least lazy to go to the store. And vice versa. Remove Instagram from your home screen. Put a password on YouTube. Remove the notifications. That's it. They're not your friends. Realize this. If something is hard to start, you probably won't start it. And if the harmful thing is one click away, you're sure to fail. Success isn't about motivation. It's about the fact that it's easier to do the useful thing than to go back to the old thing. Choose. But choose consciously. And in the comments, which of these will you implement today? Or are you, once again, are